Hey everyone, it's Jamie and Helen.
Hi.
It's Jamie of Independent Street NOLA and Seasons and Ritual, and Helen, the Crimson Cadaverous. We're back at the coffee shop.
Yay.
It's a big week.
It is definitely a big week. A big week of a big month.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So the week is going to be, it's March 6th through the 12th.
Yeah.
We're going to start on Monday where the moon is in Virgo, but it's just entering Virgo on Monday, correct?
Yeah. Well, actually, today entered Sunday.
Okay,
today
Sunday?
as we're filming it. Yes.
Okay,
So
but Tuesday.
Tuesday's when we have the full moon.
Yeah, so.
Yes. So
It's
the
just
moon's
in-
actually going to stay in Virgo for a while,
Okay,
which has given us some energy to resolve some things with,
yeah.
to get things organized, to be a little more pragmatic about things. After that Leo moon, there's nothing pragmatic about
know,
that.
I love the-
It's too much fun.
Yeah.
And like Virgo comes in and cleans up afterwards.
It's true.
It's
Thank
like,
you,
all
Virgo.
right, Leo, let's get this party over with.
Yeah.
Let's clean up.
Um,
And so we have on that same day, Monday, we have the sun forming a sextile with Uranus, which I think is a really beautiful energy because Uranus is always asking us to change things, do something different, see things differently, awaken to new things.
yes.
But the sun is our vitality, it's ourselves. And I feel like to see it as a sextile, that's
Right.
60 degrees, so 2 signs away, that's a very harmonious energy.
I
So
agree.
it's like whatever we need to change, it's just kind of easy flowing.
Yeah, and I agree with that because the sun is still in Pisces.
Yes.
And Pisces is dreams. I know you always say it's the intangible. What do you always call
Yeah,
it?
the
tangible.
all the intangible thing.
Right. And so with that great energy with Uranus, so it is you guys to start bringing in the future and dreaming it in. And
Yes.
But also I feel like it's this idea of knowing that it's going to be okay.
Yes.
It's going to be okay. So
And that definitely, I feel like that energy is very much assuring of us of that.
Yeah.
Because again, Uranus sometimes can, get us a little
Disruptive.
Get us
Yeah.
going a little bit. But again, the sextile with the sun is like we somehow know whatever that differentness is.
Yeah.
It's still ours.
yeah. Okay. It's a loud one today.
We have the motor
Here
sickles coming.
on Magazine
I
Street.
know, keeping
Okay.
it real, I
Yeah.
guess.
Keeping it real loud.
Keeping it real loud. Good
Yeah.
thing we have microphones.
Yeah. Okay, Tuesday, the moon will still be in Virgo.
Yes, and that's a really fun day because that's
It's the
when
full
we have the Virgo full moon.
Right.
So of course that means the moon is opposite the sun. That's how we have our full moon.
Yes.
And that sun is in Pisces.
Yes.
But another really interesting thing happening that kind of goes along with it is Saturn enters Pisces on that same day.
And this is a big deal because
Yeah.
Saturn is now finally leaving in Aquarius.
Yeah.
And Saturn's been in Aquarius since 2020.
Yes, and specifically March of 2020.
Right. Which is when the Rona hit.
Yes. So once we had all those lockdowns, that was definitely that
That
Saturn.
was Saturn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saying you got to stay inside. But throughout that time, we've actually learned how to find our freedom in different ways.
And I agree with that 100% because Aquarius in its highest form is freedom.
Yes.
And Saturn, who is its ancient ruler and rules stability in that golden age. But like you said, it's time for us to start seeing how things come in differently and show up differently.
Yes.
And so like with that happening, we were able to find
A different
way-
kind of freedom.
A different kind of freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
A freedom within ourselves. Not
For
a freedom
sure.
that someone gave us,
Right.
a freedom we gave ourselves.
I agree with that 100%.
And so all of those lessons, because of course Saturn's the great teacher, so
Yes.
he's always teaching us lessons. It may not seem like it sometimes.
Might
but
seem like
he does hold us accountable for a reason.
Right.
But he's always teaching us lessons. So all those lessons we've learned over the last 3 years, we're getting to a point right now where it's culminating.
yeah.
And it's about to shift a little bit.
Right. So Saturn will enter Pisces on Tuesday.
Yes.
It's going to be a whole different energy.
Yes. And Pisces, again, is the energy, we said, of intangibility, but also of spirituality.
Right.
So I
The
see
mystic.
a lot of people kind of almost like finding like a spiritual foundation, a spiritual practice, like kind of like fleshing it out more.
Right, and I think too, it's going to be something that obviously resonates with them, and like to say, like it's like practical in the sense that a lot of times people, say things that match up with religion that just don't. It's not what's happening in today's society. So I feel like that's going to shake that up, where it's like. it's going to hit differently. Like people are going to say, oh, this is 2023. These old rules just don't make sense anymore.
Right. They
Dogma,
really
is
don't.
that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way of saying it.
Okay.
I think it's also going to be a time where people are establishing their own spiritual practices versus one that someone has told them they must.
Yeah, I think seeing the God within, the
Yes.
goddess.
Yes.
Also, how long will Saturn stay in Pisces?
I believe until the end of 2025.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that. We'll make sure we'll put that in the comments if I'm wrong. But
So I want to fact check.
It's about 2.5 to 3 years.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be just a different energy with Saturn in Pisces. It's going to actually ground a lot of things. I think it's
Yeah.
going to get rid of a lot of gaslighting.
Yes.
I think it's going to be very interesting to find out what happens in some of these trials that are about people not telling the truth.
Yeah,
Saturn
I
and
mean,
Pisces.
I don't think people are going to be able to lie
No.
anymore, whether they want to or not. Something's going to come out
Yeah.
that's going to tell the truth.
Yeah. So I think that's a good thing.
Right, that's a great thing.
And also, just a side note, Scorpio in that south node,
Yep.
there's like 5 degrees.
Releasing secrets.
Right, it's almost to the end, so it's all this.
Yep.
That's just a side note. Okay, Wednesday, the 8th, the moon will still be in Virgo.
Yes.
It'll be trining Pluto in Capricorn.
Yep. Right before we move into Libra.
Okay, and so that Virgo who's resolving things is trining. Oh, good. It's going to help clean up, resolve the way that we were thinking about working.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And trying to that anaretic degree Pluto.
Yeah.
Final degree of Pluto that is finishing up the work.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
The work of the things that need to be
Resolved. Yeah.
We're resolving some things. And then we move into Libra.
Yay, Libra.
Find some balance.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I think it's really interesting that the moon will also form a conjunction with Ceres because she's how we nurture ourselves.
Do you say Ceres? I say Ceres.
I don't know if
Ceres?
that's right.
I don't know. I'll say Ceres.
Okay.
She's the goddess of wheat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And she
Grain.
speaks to how we nurture ourselves, how we nurture others, or maybe how we nurture others and not nurture ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're finding a balance with that.
Yeah.
We're finding a balance with nurturing ourselves, and I think that all kind of plays in with that full moon because we need to nurture ourselves.
Yeah, we
after
do.
all that.
And we've been talking so much about putting ourselves first and like
Yes.
really caring for us. And I think what this also speaks to is like maybe where people were kind of like, ooh, I don't know about that, but it's going to start to make sense.
Yes.
And then others who are just like, I don't get it, well, it'll start to make sense.
Yes.
Because we are in this age of Aquarius with the
Yep.
individual first, so it's still coming that way.
Yeah. We gotta fill our cup up before we fill up anybody else's.
Yeah, and it's going to start making sense, you guys, like on a deeper spiritual level, which is that Pisces, that Saturn in Pisces. Because sometimes we say things and like it kind of makes sense, like the way I say it, like energetically, it's not a heavy energy, and I don't mean heavy as in like sad, but I mean like grounded,
Yeah.
right? And so when things start making sense, you start grounding it in, so it's a different kind of energy.
Yeah.
And so that fear energy to me is like really light and not light and bubbly, but just like light, like it's just light, and it just sticks around. It's like an annoying little fly. But when it's something that's like makes sense, it needs to be grounded in, it's like heavy and strong, like a tree.
Right.
So I know this is getting really long, but what I'm trying to say is that when we start with that series, I mean, there are people screaming, you guys. There is a fire truck going by. I'm trying to hold it together.
That's what happens when you try and do things in the age of Aquarius.
I'm telling you. Or like right before a full moon.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Or right before a full moon. Okay, this is telling me to hurry it up. But anyway, it's going to just start making more sense energetically. Okay, putting yourself first is going to start making more sense energetically, and it's not going to sound selfish.
Yeah.
Yep, it's going to just make sense. Okay, Thursday, moon is in Libra.
Yes.
Okay, and while the moon is in Libra, we'll just leave that on that day, not too much going on. Okay, the 10th, the moon will still be in Libra.
Yep.
It's going to be trining Mars and Gemini.
Yep.
Okay.
Very powerful, almost kind of giving us a little bit of a power up, making us feel confident.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's 2 air signs, you guys, so just speaking differently, go to that higher consciousness, go to that unity consciousness. If you feel like you're only in 2, go higher. And then later in the day, the moon will move into Scorpio.
Yes.
And then Saturday, the 11th, the moon is in Scorpio. And this is a big day.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a big weekend, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's not so much the moon that we're looking at here. We're looking at all the other planets and what's going on there.
Yeah.
Because on Saturday, we have Mercury forming a sextile with Uranus. So that's like moving our mind to a higher octave very easily.
Yeah.
Venus forms a conjunction with Eris, and Eris is the great disruptor.
Yeah.
So it's like anything within our value system that isn't working, it's getting disrupted and taken away because we don't need it anymore.
Okay.
And Venus also forms a sextile with Mars.
Okay.
So anything we're trying to balance out between our divine feminine and our divine masculine, we're going to have a lot of ease with that on that day. That's definitely a day to try and work through any of those energies that we've been struggling with.
And that's great. And I like all this Eris energy coming in because it's disrupting the correct things. And like I said, when we were talking about Eris conjunct Juno earlier in the week, it is like, to me, like this re-meeting of like two mature women.
Yep.
And starting to take things on differently.
Yes. Definitely acting differently.
Yeah.
And again, that's the same day that Juno enters Taurus.
Okay.
So breaking up that Aries stellium that we've had like of 6 planetary bodies. So it's like,
I looked at Aries today and like it had to do like an extra little thing because there's so many
there's so
bodies.
many planets in Aries, and that's the initiator.
Yeah.
That's the pioneer energy.
Yeah.
So we're initiating a lot of things right now.
Yeah. I guess fire truck again.
And then we move into Sunday.
Okay.
We've got a whole bunch of other stuff. So we still do have the moon in Scorpio.
Yep.
But again, the story is with the planets.
Yes.
Because we've got, I like to call it a thruple.
You said it, that's kind of funny.
Between Jupiter, Chiron, and Vesta on that
Yeah.
day, because they're all forming conjunctions with each other.
And Jupiter, Chiron, and Vesta are all still in Aries.
Yes,
Okay.
so they're all hanging out in Aries still, forming a conjunction with each other. And so Jupiter is a great benefactor. He expands everything. He gives us faith. He gives us optimism. Chiron is a great healer, helps us heal through things, helps us heal ourselves. Vesta is our eternal flame. She's the reason why we do things, why we keep things going.
And not to interrupt, but I do think like on this day we're going to remember different things about ourselves, or remember different things like, oh wait, I can do that. Oh, I remember how to do this, or like, yeah, I know this. That Jupiter, I think, is with that conjunct Chiron.
Oh yeah.
It's going to start. I'm remembering this.
Right, and I think it's really important to remember that what we're dealing with right now is a lot of Aries and a lot of Pisces energy. And it's like, I can't emphasize enough, it's like endings and beginnings, endings and beginnings. And like, that's life.
Yeah.
We're always ending, we're always beginning, but it's like amplified right now.
Yes,
it's like
it's a
endings,
huge ending because
with exclamation point.
Yeah, all caps.
Yes,
Yeah.
like there are things that are just ending.
Yeah.
And we got to do that so we can move on to all this like Aries energy, because we're getting close to Aries season now.
Yeah, and I think that Chiron again but it's still like, it's like ending like old thoughts and old, that old energy. I can't think of like that old energy.
The way where we kept ourselves almost like a victim before.
Oh, well, that was Pisces. Well,
Yes,
Pisces.
that
It was
victim
awful.
mentality is just dying.
Yeah.
now. It's not, again, he's not the wounded healer anymore, he's the great healer.
Yeah.
Because the wounding was just one thing that happened in his life.
Of all the wonderful
Right.
things. Yeah.
And I think we got to remember that. Like,
I always tell people,
that
he's like,
one time we got wounded, that was just that one time.
right. I just
That's
like,
not
you
our
want to see
whole
my
life.
scar?
Right. Yeah. No, we can't live our lives by that one bad thing that happened.
Right. And that Vesta, right, that internal flame,
Yes.
is showing us that we're more than that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And she's reminding us that we're still here.
Right.
Even whatever has happened to us, we're still here. We're still living. We're still going.
Yeah, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
On Earth.
Yeah.
At this time.
Exactly.
Okay, guys. Is
Yeah.
there anything else you want to say?
No, I just think this is a really powerful week.
If
leading
it's
into...
anything like this video, it's going to be chaotic as F-U-C-K.
Yep.
But
I think
we got through it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think we just got to always remember to stay grounded.
Yeah.
Remember who we are.
Yeah.
Casey Kasem says, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars,
Yes, he does.
You gotta do
Thank
that.
you.
Though. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing, because
Yeah.
we're staying grounded, but we are reaching for the stars. We're
Yeah.
trying to do something new.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and Sunday's daylight savings time.
Oh, yeah, duh. No, it's
Yeah.
today.
No, it's next Sunday.
Oh, it is? Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think.
I should. I thought
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think our clocks
Okay.
changed. No, they haven't changed yet.
Okay.
No. We would have known that by now.
I hope so. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Okay, friends, if you have any questions or comments, always get us in the down below. You know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a full moon video. Are you going to write about it?
I will definitely write about it.
On her Instagram. We're going to end this video because it is time.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you next week.